Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Keanu Esports broadcast. I am Ancient Angel. I am here with my co-caster today, Boxed Kimchi, as we are getting into NECC Overwatch Week 1, Overwatch 2 against the University of California, Santa Barbara Gauchos.
Now you see, the interesting thing is, Keanu actually have their other tank in. Suyu is filling in as main tank. Magoo is currently at the Overwatch League Grand Finals, but we'll get into that a bit when we have more downtime. Right now, it looks like we're getting the first poke and skirmish out, as Keanu are going to be taking over control of the high ground on the main point.
Yeah, opting for this high ground control instead of just going right onto the site. It makes sense when you see the brawl comp that they're running, Suyu going for that Junker Queen.
Oh, but Nick's getting a great pick. Clover jumping into the back line and finding the Sojourn, and that's going to be 2 massive kills onto Keanu, but they're going to be traded right back. Pretz on the Reaper. Loving the close quarters combat. But Keanu will still get the first point.
Yeah, I mean, those trades, those picks did come in. Coda now having to zoom back into the site does give Keanu that quick and early little bit of like control, but now I think the point has flipped in the other direction as now UCSB has maintained control, or regained control, I should say, of the point, and they're starting to build up that percent. So let's see how the Huskies choose to respond.
Sorry, give me a second. I need to see what's going on. Coda hiding off in the corner. It seems like they're trying to just poke out for some ultimate charge here. They want to be able to push in with Suyu and that Rampage. Reaper's pushed up. Maybe they're going for the pick here. Good Zarya shield to keep Pretz alive, but Suyu gets a nice headshot. That's going to be a good pick.
Yeah,
Suyu's
and
gonna
that's
keep everybody alive too.
And the other thing that's really important is Clover. Being able to take out that healing pylon does completely lower the overall healing potential. The Nano Blade comes in, and Nyx and Clover combine and get 3 huge picks, or 2 huge picks, sorry. One onto the Immortality.
Oh, nice dash melee right there.
Clover picking up that 3rd pick.
And that's exactly what Keanu wanted. They wanted to build up that last bit of the Kitsune rush so they could push him with the move and attack speed and let Clover go crazy with the Dragon Blade, and it clearly pays off.
Absolutely. Now, so you just trying to send out Gracie just to see what she can find. She can't find much, but as we hold this ground, the Huskies are now trying to force the issue as that Solar Flare does come in.
That's going to be a big issue. Pretz jumping in, but it's just not going to get enough damage. Keanu were able to back up there. And Nick's going to trade onto the Reaper. Oh, but the Sojourn and the Immortality Field leads to Baptiste finding a big kill. And Rikamaru going to get 2 kills. Purity going to SD there just to get back with the team. And it's going to be recapped by UCSB.
Yeah, super rough engagement out by the Huskies there. Just having to deal with that Graviton from UCSB and that like just incredible grouping. The Death Blossom to initiate was actually a super interesting play, but it wasn't able to find too much.
Okay, the Rampage out from Suyu. They're gonna get forward. Gonna be a kill onto the turret. The anti-kill onto Zarya, but just saved by the Immortality Field in a bubble. But Nick's gonna trade onto the Sojourn. Now this is the chance for them to push forward. Nick's gonna find the Alari now. And Suyu just continuing to walk forward without a care. And the Zarya will be down. It's just a Reaper. And Keanu at 99% regain control.
I mean, hey, that's a buzzer beater of a fight, but we absolutely take it. If you are a Husky, you're looking at that, you're saying, hey, let's get that percent on the board. Let's gear up for a site hold now. The problem with this brawl comp that I'm seeing is that we're kind of struggling to like hold onto this site. You know, we're like off the back of these ults that are really disruptive out of the Gauchos. The Huskies aren't really able to capitalize, but now as the site comes in, the Kitsune rushes out. Let's see how the Huskies
Dragon
choose to
Blade
take
from
this fight.
Clover coming on the outside. Not gonna commit it though. That's gonna be an Amp Force though. On the side of the Baptiste, and now Clover is looking to see if Baptiste is separated enough from the team to not throw the Immortality Field. But now Keanu's really split too. And there goes Clover with the Dragon Blade. The Immortality Field's great, but he still finds 2 kills through it. And that should be enough to keep Keanu alive. It's both healers down. It's just a Sojourn now.
And that was an excellent comeback to get that first point for Keanu. Really, really wonderful job.
That's a skin of the teeth round if I've ever seen one. But so well played at the end there. Just baiting out every ultimate that UC has so they could just take the fight through sheer force.
Yeah, I mean, just baiting out those ults. I want to say really good patience on Genji, just to be able to...
Clover, you think would just jump in there with the Kitsune Rush immediately, but waits, has the patience to burn all the crucial CDs, and finds 2 incredible kills that turn the fight immediately.
Yeah, 100%. Really good job on Clover. Really good patience. Let's see what now the Huskies are able to do. As you know, you want to try and close out Control 2 out, right? You don't want it to go to that third, just purely in terms of a work of stamina. As Nyx takes this.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
For sure. Thankfully, it's not the pick, though, as Nyx is able to back up and get healed. Coda.
A lot of everyone's getting real low, but that Lucio and... I can't remember the name. Kiriko. Really good at just healing teammates up real quick.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, but that's the anti-heal. Good Suzu there to keep Suyu alive.
Yeah,
and Nyx
now
is on that high ground. Uh-oh, Coda's down from the Helix rockets. And this soldier's just able to play the range and abuse that power that Keanu just can't contest.
Yeah, now as we back up, the Gauchos have control over the point for now. Let's see what they're able to accomplish. The Huskies are able to accomplish on this retake, as they're going to have to try and wrestle with control on this site. They want to obviously do it sooner rather than later, just to prevent that percent from building up too far. Nyx holding in towards this side room.
Nyx is trying to farm up that ultimate or play very high ground and force some pressure away, but it's just not looking really good. They have good range to counter all of Nyx's attempts.
Yeah. I want to see Suyu maybe get a little bit more active here, try and close that distance. You know, Junker Queen really isn't able to operate at long distances. Who would have guessed? Clover having to back up here. The deflection does come out. 50 HP for the Genji. Rikamaru able to find that hit on the Suyu.
It's just not looking too good. The Junker Queen, I don't think it's going to work with a Genji, Junker Queen, Lucio when you're trying to... They're playing very far range. You want to get... Well, you want to match a soldier or get maybe Nyx onto that Widowmaker. Just try and get something that can play a lot longer range without standing point blank.
I also wouldn't mind if maybe Nyx, like if they wanted to lean into this brawl comp, right? With the Queen, right? Maybe instead of running a Sojourn and a Genji, maybe you just run Reaper, right? Like just Reaper, Genji, Kiriko. We know the Beyblade is super strong, but instead
Sojourn's down immediately.
Dives into it.
Oh, Nano onto the Zarya. Is this going to be a Graviton at high charge? But Clover's in the backline and finding kills. Now onto the Ana. The Dragon Blade, but he's so low on health, he's going to have to drop down.
But both the healers are gone for the Gauchos, as now Suyu's able to take care of that Zarya just fine, and the soldier goes down at 85%. The Huskies are able to retake the point.
How on Clover's 63 health in a dream somehow gets out of there alive with a soldier on him. And...
Yeah, I mean, a really, really excellently done round. Now, it's going to be up to... I want to see Nyx here with this overclock and see what he's going to be able to provide, as this... You know, control is going to have to be defended. This point is going to have to be defended against.
That's a deep drop, because Clover's going in there with the Dragon Blade. They don't have a Baptiste to stop it, but the healing is going to be really good. Still going to find one onto Soldier, but it might be in exchange for his own life. But he has the whole team distracted as Coda and Purity are just pushing forward with Nyx. And they're going to maintain control. A good fight win to maintain the pressure.
Yeah, and I think honestly, you know, you lose the like you do use up the Dragon Blade there, but the ability to distract the entire team, get a pick yourself as the Genji, and then have Purity come in and those 2 huge kills just to buy a bit more time. Nick still has the overclock as well, which is going to be super crucial in this next big engagement.
I mean, yeah, with overclock, there's no one that can outrange an overclocked Sojourn and survive it. Zarya's already going down to half health, and Nyx is able to take pot shots now that they have this high ground and this control of the point that Santa Barbara just gonna have to walk into. And Clover switching over to the Hanzo, another hero we've seen him play a lot, and gonna take out the Kiriko immediately. The overclock coming out, the attack visor going to counter it though. Beautiful bubble to keep the soldier alive. Purity in danger of the attack visor as well.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Suyu gonna get taken out there by Ever Sleeping, as now Clover with that bow, that poor Hanzo has to back up. It's 15% remaining.
They're gonna have to get Coda in there, I mean.
Yeah, and I mean, Suyu with this Rampage, I want to see something happen, like, right now. It has to happen. 95, 96.
They have someone contesting it. Coda has jumped on there. The Graviton's only gonna catch one, but it's gonna be enough to get one DPS down. The Rampage hits nobody. That's gonna be painful. It hits a Zarya, and that's not going to mean much. It's just Coda and Purity. 2 supports aren't really what you want against a whole team, and we're going to a 3rd point here in Game 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is just super close and super nail-bitey, right? Like, the first one was a 99-100. This is 90-100. It feels almost like whoever wins the first, like, whoever gains initial control of the point actually ends up like losing in the long run. Like, these retakes have just been super strong from both sides.
And most importantly, you see what the Gauchos did very well there. They actually they used their range advantage to bait. They used the range and percentage to bait Keanu into touching the point first. So they have to go and face off this long range comp with a very mid to short range, and so that's what they're going to use, and they're going to try and use it again if the situation calls for it.
Yeah, Purity immediately following Clover and Coda onto this high ground. Suyu not too far behind. I want to see this brawl like go crazy, right? I want to see some really intense brawl. Suyu immediately anti'd. It's gonna be so.
That's gonna be Nick's drop. That soldier is just able to put so much down. They're chasing all this into the soldier. That's all 4 living members to push Pretz back, and it's not gonna work. Big anti onto 2 members that are very low health. And Clover's trying to find the shots onto anybody just to get charged. Nice deflect, but he's at 65, and he's gonna be dropped by somehow. An incredible shout, but it's not gonna be enough to save. Pretz with a double kill to clean up the fight, and Nyx almost trading clean, but that's the whole enemy team there. You can't trade that.
No, definitely not. Ever Sleeping, unfortunately, gets
Purity
found.
with an incredible jump too.
Yeah, I mean, Purity able to stay alive here, you know, making sure that the team can regroup rather efficiently. Gracie coming back to you.
They were kind of caught out there, and they had to play the whole thing in back foot and panic mode. So let's see if they can regroup and hopefully have a bit more coordinated of a fight.
Yeah, this is a super tough fight coming out. Clover now ready.
You see that Zarya eating all that damage, knowing and the Sojourn battle not even on, is happening way off point. The trade almost there, just missing one of the shurikens that could have taken him out. And the Zarya is so high charge at this point, just eating damage constantly, and it's gonna take out Clover with the beam.
Yeah, this is super tough. Ever Sleeping able to find Suyu yet again, as now 65% building towards 70. Suyu just getting back into the fight now.
They only have a Dragon Blade from what I've seen. They have a Kitsune Rush and a Dragon Blade. They gotta find a way to use it. Suyu's barely got the Rampage charged.
Maybe you just rush it. Maybe you just dump both.
Well, up here comes the rush. But the Kitsune Rush isn't going to force any major ultimates or any major abilities out.
Yes, has been
the Dragon Blade. Oh, it's not even able to happen. A good Suzu, but it's not enough. The Dragon Blade, is it going to happen? No. Shut down immediately by an overclocked Rikamaru. Triple kill for Rikamaru. Purity's at 22 health. Make it 4. They're gonna give the penta? Nope. Ever Sleeping steals the pentakill, but no one, I think, is going to care on UCSB, as there's no chance of reaching the point, and map 1 goes to the Gauchos.
Yeah, it just I almost want to say that it was like a comp diff. To some degree, it felt like the comp on the side of the Huskies didn't really like feel like it had too many legs. Like the Queen really looking for like that kind of brawl strategy, and then you know, you had like the Genji and the Lucio there like ready, but maybe the Sojourn could have been different. There's something to be said there, but it was still relatively close on those first 2 points. So good signs to come for the rest of the series. Keep in mind that Suyu is a subbing in for Magoo in this series as Magoo at Overwatch League Finals.
It was a very good map. Don't get any, like, a loss, yes, is tough, but that was still very good. They were in it for most of it until the last map, or the last point, which just kind of felt like a comp diff. They switched back to the Genji, which wasn't really working on the second point, and they switched over to the Hanzo, and it was really working out for them.
Yeah, the Hanzo, I don't know. I actually don't know how to feel about the Hanzo. I'm not a Hanzo enjoyer. I have
I'm not either, but
yeah, I know a couple people who are Hanzo enjoyers, and you know they like it, but it doesn't feel like it has a lot of legs in terms of the Hanzo. I would have loved to see maybe uh something like a Reaper come out, something like a Tracer come out, just to be a bit more in your face and bring the fight to UCSB, especially when you have that Zarya bubble, which, you know, there are kind of 2 ways to go about it, which is either don't hit the Zarya or try and like force those bubbles to break immediately and then just force the Zarya to die, and neither happened particularly efficiently.
that does help. They did not have the burst to really, I mean, a Sojourn and a Genji do not really have the burst to take down a Zarya, who also has bubble and shield and healing out the wazoo. Maybe
Yeah.
the Reaper would have worked really well there, though. I do believe a Reaper could have worked, but I don't think Keanu have pulled out a Reaper all season yet, at least in the NACE Star League. They've mostly stuck to Sojourn, Hanzo, some Tracer, and a Genji.
Yeah, I'm super I'm super interested to see what's going to happen now that we go into hybrid. I believe the map is going to be Midtown.
Was it Midtown? I thought I saw Kings Row earlier. I got excited, and now it's Midtown, and I'm like, eh.
Are you not a Midtown fan?
I'm not a Midtown fan. The
I'm a
amount
pretty-
of Ramatra games that I've had here where I just stood there and wiped a team solo do not leave a good taste for Midtown in my mouth. Personally.
I like Midtown. I like New York.
I do too, but I do not like the map in game, but that is irrelevant to this.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're in the downtime right now. There's no gameplay going on right now.
There's no gameplay. I could talk trash about all the maps I want.
Exactly. You know. Um
Seems we are having an argument over Spectator.
yeah, we're just waiting on some production.
Waiting on some production.
Waiting on some production just to be sorted out here. I think, you know, let's podcast it out for a little bit, man. You know,
Podcast it out.
Let's build up some chemistry. You know what I mean? Like, let's start talking about. Let's enjoy some Overwatch. Who are you main? What's your roles? You know?
Oh God, when I played Overwatch, I was a Lucio main. I don't remember why I started playing Lucio. It was
Really?
salty fish. I know exactly why. I want to
Listen,
shove people off the map.
I think I have I have like 27 hours on Lucio between Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2.
Oh, only
so
27?
I get you. Yeah, listen, I don't play Overwatch 2
Oh,
that
I had a few. I had a problem.
Yeah, I have like a couple hundred hours in Overwatch, you know. I'll say that, but you know, I was a Frogger enjoyer, you know.
I was the
So
ultimate Reddit Lucio. I only wanted to throw
to
people
boop,
off maps.
you were just a booper. That's it.
No, I actually did play Lucio properly, but if anytime there was Ilios well, you knew I was insta-locking Lucio no matter what the comp was.
Yeah, I actually. You want to know something? As for all my fellow support mains out there, rise up real quick. I really like Lifeweaver. Lifeweaver has become like my current favorite character to play.
I literally have not been able to play Overwatch consistently because I quit after Blizzard kept crashing my game for 2 weeks straight.
Trust, okay? It's different now. It's on Steam.
It's on
It's good.
Steam. That doesn't actually. That does give
It
me more
does.
faith because it's not on BattleNet anymore. Oh,
No, come on, re-download. We'll queue up after this.
I have it downloaded. I haven't touched it. I don't even
No,
have
no,
it
no,
on
no.
Steam.
Get it on Steam. That's what I'm saying. Get it on Steam.
Oh no! I have to play Overwatch. I thought it
Queuing
was
up
bad
after
enough
the
that I was
stream.
probably gonna play League after this. Now I gotta play Overwatch. I like watching Overwatch. It's like Dota rules. I like watching it. But it seems we are getting into
You
game
don't like
2 here.
you don't like playing Dota?
Oh no. Dear
Oh
God,
man, I
no.
love Dota.
Too
Here, you know what?
complicated.
We'll hop on.
I'm
We'll hop
P-brain.
on.
I'm too P-brain for Dota.
No, you're not. We got it. Trust. But as we get into Midtown now, we get to see what these initial comps are going to look like. Do you have any preds? Do you know what the Huskies typically like to run on a lot of these hybrid maps, or maybe on Midtown specifically?
Hybrid. It's more of what we saw last game. It was I mean, I kind of did say it was Genji, Sojourn have been very solid for them as DPS. It just gives them exactly what they want. Nyx gets to sit in the back lines. The Junker Queen creates all the space by just pushing forward. We see an Orisa. That's also a pick that we were talking about week 1. We didn't know how it was going to work out because of the changes. But a very long range. A good choice for a hybrid map here.
Yeah, I see that Torb coming out. All of my what is it? Deep Rock Galactic fans? Any Deep Rock Galactic players? Rock and Stone, Torbjorn coming out, saving the day. Tarbjorn.
Oh no, I was gonna say it depends on what skin he's using, but it doesn't matter. It's all base. Oh, I'm sad.
It's okay.
Macaroni
Clover.
and cheese Borbjorn.
I like Widowmaker. I'm a Widowmaker enjoyer. I enjoy playing Widowmaker, so I'd love to see what
I'm bad
Nyx
at
is
Widow,
able.
so I stopped playing it. But Nyx is, I mean, we saw Nyx on the Sojourn, very good at snipers, good at finding the I don't know how they find the snipes, but they do it. Dang,
Just
Torb
like
dead.
that.
Oh
Oh my goodness, Nyx. We had to go silent for that. Clover able to find that turret as well. So there's no impact from this tour being spearheaded right now. Suyu just
Zarya again. Scary Zarya.
yeah.
Oh, Clover with the
Clover.
storm arrows. Yeah, that's
That
gonna be
was
two massive picks onto the DPSs.
If he got that onto the Ana though, that would have went crazy.
Oh no, he's looking for Torb at spawn. He wants this Torb done. Well, we see the Zarya pushing forward here, trying to get onto the point. The Kiriko laying the shots into Clover now. Suyu pinning the Kiriko.
Goodness.
Is it going to be enough? Jumps away to safety barely. Immortality field will keep Suyu alive though. Zarya on such low health, but such high damage and high charge. The spear's going to get the kill, but Rikumaru is going to trade it back onto the tank.
It was very, very excellently done.
Oh my goodness, this is incredible.
Yeah, it was an excellent defense, but you know now we've seen this almost initial immediate site take from Keanu. I would love to see what they're able to finish and fix up now on this re-hit. We see Suyu back in the front line. Nyx still on this Widow trying to get something done. As Suyu starting to soak up all this damage. This fight
doesn't matter. Has all the healing and is Orisa, so much of that damage is just ignored. But just laying small pot shots that are instantly getting healed up. So that's going to be nice for the Kiriko, at least. And they're just going to walk to point, who only has a Torb on it. Oh, but Suyu getting a lot of damage taken, but going to fortify. Nyx getting scared by the Kiriko and just opts away.
Yep.
The Ampfield out. Here comes the Solar Flare. Nyx is about to drop. Kiriko putting the work in. Clover with the backup. The Graviton's only going to catch Coda. And a good immortality field to keep Coda alive for as long as they can. But they turned the fight around. Clover and Suyu are the only ones remaining.
Yeah, but
Nyx is coming back. Suyu's down with no healing, though. And this could be good still. Zarya, or not Zarya, Orisa and Hanzo have good ult synergy if they can time it properly. And there's only a Kitsune Rush and a Molten Core coming out soon.
Yeah,
From
Molten
UCSB.
Core are going to be super strong, especially on that defense, right? Just being able to kick that point, area denial. It comes out now, the Dragon.
Dragon Strike already out. NECC is going to find a snipe onto the Ana. That's going to be
that's
numbers
so
advantage
huge.
immediately.
And that's huge. That's your healer down. Clover being able to distract for now and just take some presence
NECC goes
away.
down though to Kiriko. The multi-core Clover almost dropped immediately. Coda going to find a kill onto the Kiriko. And Clover's in a room alone. How do you find that kill, Clover?
I don't know, but Ever Sleeping now sitting borderline alone on the site. Coda just putting
Moira
down that healing turret. Lego dude switching to Moira is a super interesting pick, but I guess if you just want to try and get those last few seconds into contest, there it is.
There's finally they pushed through after having half the point capped. Who's standing on the objective right now? Is it Tracer?
Yeah, there it is.
NECC on fire. NECC onto another hit scanned soldier. This can be really, really useful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Widow, too much setup. This is just easy. Stand and shoot.
I'm a fan of the soldier pick coming out, especially because if you can get that tactical visor like ready and out, it's gonna be so huge, especially for someone like NECC who just is able to find these gaps and like find these like interesting like places.
Tracer, Rikamaru forced to recall here and can't really trade anymore. What? That was a nice shot from I don't even know who that was.
Was that the Winston using that like right click?
I couldn't even tell. It wasn't a Tracer.
Fire.
I knew that. Pretz is gonna drop Coda with the shots from the sky here. Clover is stuck with a Winston right now, kind of alone with Eversleeping. Good stun there, and Eversleeping's forced to back up.
Yeah, we've actually seen Winston be pretty common recently. Everyone thinks that, you know, it's just the Zarya meta, but really Winston has been giving a lot of opportunities for this dive to really commence, which I think is interesting. Suyu still holding on to this ult. I would really love to see this get used soon.
But to be fair, Suyu does need to get in there to be able to use it, and so far this UC team has been playing very far apart. Clover, the Storm Arrows. Winston can only dance for so long before he's taken down. Rikamaru trying to trade the Ana, or not the Ana, what? Trying to trade Coda, and Kiriko's gonna finish the job off. There you go, that's how that works. Clover gonna find another snipe. And Suyu's just there pushing the point. Anti! And that's gonna get Clover killed.
Yeah, great anti-purity, unfortunately. Not... Oh, never mind. There it goes. Able to capitalize and provide a...
And NECC, I missed that entirely. I'm sorry, NECC. Good double kill with the tac visor.
Wow. That's impressive. It just... Again, this is what I'm talking about. NECC just passes under the radar, man. NECC is so consistent, provides so much, and oh my goodness! Able to just completely destroy that Molten Core. NECC just...
Kitsune Rush put out in a panic? What kind of... Kitsune Rush was that? But Winston's just got... NECC just got put in the bounce house.
Yeah, that was super
Coda
rough.
Also being put in the bounce house, and there's so... Have we seen the Orisa ulti? I don't think so.
No, but we still haven't seen Suyu use this ult at all, and it's starting to be like a little...
Burning a hole in the pocket, and Suyu's down now.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a long reset. If I were Suyu there, I would have just took the death and regrouped.
Right? Like, just trying
to... Rikamaru gets sniped, though. This could actually be a chance.
NECC is going to have to try and touch now. This is such a long shot for NECC. He is spotted out. Oh!
The snake is not enough, and that's going to be a brutal way to falter. They got about halfway, and
there's the Orisa ult. There it is. We got it.
You know, this was a thing that happened the other... I don't remember when it was. Was it Wednesday? And that was... So 2 days ago, they had their match against... Or they had their NECC match, and the Bastion just held on to his artillery strike for the whole map, pretty much. And never got to use it, and that's kind of what Suyu is in. When you hold on to an ultimate for so long, you lose so much value because you can't switch, and you're not switching and generating a new ultimate, or just generating a second version of that ultimate in the first place.
Yeah, it just felt like that ultimate was begging to be used, maybe even just on the point, right? Able to just... Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like maybe you just want to use it to just get one. You know, just get damage onto one, or just hold one in place, or keep one disjointed from the team or from wherever they want to be. Is now Keanu, the Huskies are moving on to this defensive side. We see the
Same
Zarya come
comp.
back out. It's the same comp.
Zarya's been such a big issue.
Clover's been making magic on this Hanzo, though. So now that we are moving on to that defensive side, NECC going back onto that Sojourn, probably to be a bit more of like a poke kind of agent, just trying to bait a couple people, get a couple of early CDs out of the way. Yeah, I mean,
I need
expecting
something
anything?
from Suyu or on this Orisa. Just wasn't able to do much after a certain point. After payload section pretty much started, they couldn't get anything going with the Orisa ulti, and we gotta see if that's gonna change. Meanwhile, Eversleeping brought immediately to have health, but the shots of these snipers, it's just gonna be a lot of poke. Walking through two snipers, and Clover's gonna find another headshot onto the Kiriko. It's been an all-match kind of thing. Suyu getting pushed up by Eversleeping, and now Suyu's just walking into 3 of them in the building.
Wow. Listen, I mean, I think from Suyu that's totally fine. You got the healing to back you up, right? You know, just try and keep them corralled there, especially if you can find any sort of disables.
He knows what they're going for the teleport. And I don't think anyone was able to take it, actually. Immediately destroyed, too. Kiriko's very low, if they can find her. Okay, they went to high ground. That's why. They didn't go to point. Kiriko, and they immediately have to back off. Hanzo just able to lay on so much damage as this kind of turret. They're going to trade DPS for support, though. Is that the better trade in the end?
Well,
Baptiste goes almost down. NECC steals the kill. Perfectly played there, though, by the DPS combo of Keanu.
Now, the thing that I find to be quite interesting about these two comps is, on the side of Keanu, running this Iati, I think is perfect, actually. Iati has like kind of been shown to be super strong. Oh wait, as I say this, hold on. Wait, let me not get too ahead of myself.
The whole fight flipped. It was just pretty rough in the end. They found the picks they needed, and UCSB again. This Zarya is such an issue. Just able to stay alive for so long with such high damage output, and now there's a Grav coming up, Amplification Matrix. That is a very easy combo to set up.
100%. Super easy to set up. Clover having to try and defend from this bridge. Suyu here as well. So it seems that this is where Keanu want to kind of bunker up for now. Is on this bridge, take that high ground fight as much as they can. This Zarya
on Dragon Strike. They can move him off payload here at least if they really want to.
I think they might try and wait for the payload to advance a little bit more just so they're not around a corner. But Suyu, again, let's see what you can get done with
they have every ultimate available, actually. This could be... Both teams are coming in on 5 ultimates. This could be a really big fight. There's
Graviton's out.
There's going to be no follow-up. Clover's going to find Rigamaru, but Clover's going to get traded back by the Baptiste, who's just able to survive for so long because of that immortality field and some good movement, too. The Baptiste wins the trade against the other Baptiste. And they're just forced to back up. Pulse Bomb out. Suyu's going to drop there. I mean, they're just trying to find anything. It's Coda up there. Pretty much all alone. Is there another fight? They need to get them off this payload.
I don't even think there can be another fight. I think that this
no
might
Dragon Strike out from Clover. They're just okay. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Kitsune rushes out. Suyu's gonna be on the objective now. A good ultimate finds Zarya, but she's gonna be able to bubble away and only gonna find an immortality field. Everyone's so low though. Clover's gonna find one, but immediately get taken down by the Zarya. Alari's up in the sky trying to find any kills. NECC finds the Kiriko. It's once again just a Zarya, and Zarya is gonna be more than enough to hold and push for the win.
Just a solid play by the Gauchos overall to get that second map. It just felt like there was like a point where this comp becomes really good at control, right? Like we see this Zarya come out, just the constant stability. You have Clover on this Hanzo consistently finding work, and then you also have this Iati able to, you know, constantly keep that pylon, that healing pylon available for whenever is needed. But then, you know, moving into that payload section of the map, because hybrid, it feels like she's not really able to get that much done. And maybe that's just a feature of this map or the way that the Huskies chose to play this. But I would love to see what they're able to do now coming into this third map, which is Flashpoint. This Flashpoint map, what's your opinions on Flashpoint? Have you?
I've seen Flashpoint. I've only seen it played. My game is still I haven't tested in a while. I kind of just gave up on it working after a while. But from what I've seen, if you've played Team Fortress, it is 5 CP, or control, I guess, is the technical way to put it. And I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it in Overwatch. Kind of turns into just a giant snowball, usually. One team takes first point and just ends the game. So
yeah, I would love to see what Flashpoint can be now, as we do head into New Junk City as map 3 for this series. I'm kind of curious to see what the team goes for this time, what the Huskies decide on, as it feels just overall like.
I mean, the Zarya has become such an issue. I think they need to find an answer to Zarya in some way, because Ever Sleeping, I don't think has died maybe twice all series, just barely surviving with those incredible shields and great healing.
Yeah, what is the counter to Zarya? Is there like a?
It's usually something that can burst through her shields and also kill her afterwards. So Reaper, we've seen Clover take out the Junkrat once. We saw it on Lijiang Tower in week 4 of the Naystar League. They opened with a Junkrat.
I would
And it
love
worked, but
I would love to see a Junkrat or a Reaper here. It was the same thing where I was kind of like, I don't mind the Junk Queen. I don't mind the Junker Queen pick. I just wish that there was something to go with it. Like, I wish there was a Reaper or a Junkrat or someone that is going to go in close right next to the Junker Queen, right? Or at least nearby, because Queen has that kind of constant pressure of damage, and combine that with like a little bit of bursting, and it's set. Like,
his
it's like a
Junker Queen is
great.
pretty good at self-sustaining once she gets in there into 3 or 4 of the enemy team. The issue is she doesn't have the damage output to survive for forever. So she does need that DPS start, which usually is the Genji, but it just seems like they were discoordinated. Or uncoordinated would be the right word. My geez, that was bad. But they were just
Yeah.
like Clover would be going in and Suyu would be lagging a bit too far behind to really be adequate pressure, and Clover would just kind of have to fend for himself with a Dragon Blade.
Yeah, that's why maybe I'm thinking if Clover switches into like a more like Reaper type of play, or maybe even Junkrat, just because you can be a little bit more liberal with the timings there, right? You can just say, you know what? I'm just going to play Reaper. I'm going to try and do as much damage as I can, especially when you have at Reaper there, you can dive straight into the backline and just take care of those squishies, which when you think about Zarya, that's where her sustain is coming from. That's what makes Zarya so deadly, is when she's able to just keep living and keep, building that charge and keep just pumping out tons and tons and tons of damage, is due to those healers. And so if you have someone like Reaper who's ready to go into the backline and just send it out, like that's all you need.
I mean, we saw in Midtown, like there were plenty of fights that started going their way but fell off in the end, and it's just with the situations or the comp they are running right now, everything kind of needs to go perfect, or else the fight just falls apart one piece at a time. Like we saw the first fight, Clover got a massive pick onto the Kiriko, but eventually, just because of spawn difference, and they had to play from such far range that once they teleported to high ground, it was really hard for Keanu to regain that pressure in the fight and control, really.
For sure. It was a super difficult fight for these guys to be able to take care of. And I'm really, really hoping that as we go into Flashpoint, we can start to see a different look. Obviously, this. I think if it were to just end now 3-0, like, it'd feel pretty unsatisfying. right? Like
It would be.
I would like for this now to just get to 5, because if you're down 2-0, yeah, you don't have your tank because Magoo is not here, as we've said again.
Who's off having the time of his life, I hope.
Yeah. But for the rest of the team, I mean, is there a way for them to kind of take advantage of this to a certain degree of like, can you now at this point just get back to where you were earlier and like at the start of the series, like where we took that first control point. Let's get back to that sort of momentum, and maybe that's just like thugging it out, as the kids say.
I will say, Flashpoint does seem like the perfect map or the perfect match type to do this on. The whole point of capturing individual points to lead to a final capture, just they got to build the momentum throughout the match, just like they will throughout the rest of this series. No better place to do it than the best of 5 point system.
Yeah, a best of 5 in a best of 5.
We've gone too meta.
We have. We're going in real deep, and if you think about it, every team fight is a best of 5 because you just need to get those first 3 picks.
And Clover's on teleport duty again, and
Wow,
we see a very.
I've seen Nyx on teleport duty more than I've seen Clover on teleport duty, so that's kind of cool.
As someone who's been witnessing the season, sometimes they just throw it on Clover. Nyx gets bored of teleport duty, I'm guessing, because who wouldn't? And wants
They
to be with
flip
the
a
team for
coin.
once. Wants to be the one teleported sometimes. I feel that.
Yeah.
We see the
Always the
Sojourn coming out
bridesmaid.
from Pretz, who I don't think is really who has done much of Sojourn so far. Clover going on to the Genji, and has a skin. So maybe they do allow skins. I don't know anymore.
I have no clue.
Very similar comps here, almost identical. Eversleeping staying on the Zarya though, so this is Flashpoint is close quarters. This is exactly where you would want this Genji Sojourn combo. Massive anti, almost taking out Suyu entirely. Wait, are the settings wrong? Okay, so tank HP. Oh, small error in the game, it seems. Also, we have skins. I did notice the skins, so that was also an error. Whoops.
Okay, so
we will be going back to the, I believe, lobby to reset this. Thankfully, it was noticed before anyone capped the point or any major fights were won.
I'm surprised people didn't notice that it was open queue.
I guess so. I guess people kind of just autopilot until they look at how much health they have left.
Yeah, and then they see like 400 health as you're playing Zarya, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm getting robbed here.
Yeah, I feel like I, along with most other Overwatch players, don't start the game immediately looking at their health bar, because I would assume I start at full health whenever I switch heroes.
Nah.
Most. I want to start on 1 health in spawn.
Yeah, come on now.
Make it happen, Blizzny.
New proposed Overwatch change, okay? Blizzard devs, small indie company Blizzard, please listen to me when I say this, okay? So we should make a new game mode where you get like a bomb, right? And each team, like they get a turn taking a bomb. So like the attackers, when you're on the attack, you get a bomb, and you have to go to a control point, and you have to maintain control of the control point long, like to plant the bomb, and then you don't have to be on the point anymore. And
then it's about defending the bomb and letting it go
right,
off.
and then that's where the side switch comes in. So then you go to become the defense, and you have to defend that bomb, and then you switch around.
And you should add, but instead of switching every round, you should make it so someone goes for like 12, let's say just say 13 rounds, and then the other team goes for 13 rounds.
Yeah.
And then if there's a tie, you go to more. Make it happen, Blizzard. Someone's probably made it in the workshop, honestly. If I opened up Overwatch right now and looked up CSGO or Valorant in the shop or in the workshop, I probably would find a game.
Hold on. It's CS2 now. Come on.
Oh, it is
Some
CS2.
respect on the name.
Honestly,
But yeah, I mean, I thought about it because like Call of Duty has search and destroy, and I think that's where like what esports in COD does now, anyways, is search and destroy. So I mean, I would love to see what what Overwatch would be able to do with something like that. I
oh
think it'd be
no. We've
really.
seen I've really seen it all now. I've seen the Hearthstone auto battler, I've seen the Dota 2 battle royale. Now I'm gonna see a tactical shooter version of a very not tactical game.
Yeah, the search and destroy arcade shooter of
The
Overwatch.
Search and Destroy arcade, which sounds like torture. Everyone just plays soldier. Everyone plays soldier, widow, or Hanzo, and that's it. There's no other heroes allowed.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You're forgetting about Sojourn. Come on now.
No, Sojourn has too much movement. You got to disable all movement because movement isn't fun. Okay, I
I
speak
mean,
sarcastically. I like CS. I don't know why I'm talking so badly of Search and Destroy. I like CS:GO or CS2. I'm terrible
yeah,
at it, but I like it.
yeah. I mean, I'm a Counter Strike enjoyer personally. I think that when we when we're looking at what this game has to offer, um, like in terms of Overwatch, at least not CS2. Hold on, let's get back on track to Overwatch. When we look at Overwatch and what Overwatch has to offer, some of these like more interesting kind of game modes and like these theories about like new heroes as they're called. I was gonna say agents. I got Valorant brain.
I said champions earlier, so you're fine. I said champs during match 1.
League brain. Yeah. As we talk about new heroes and like all that funny business, I'm kind of interested in terms of game modes because it almost feels like a search and destroy mode is like gonna happen, right? Like, surely.
I mean, Riot turned over or not. Riot kind of already made Overwatch Search and Destroy, so I don't know what Blizzard can do besides make it literal Overwatch Search and Destroy.
I mean, that's kind of how Blizzard made Overwatch in the first place. No, they just looked at TF2 and said, "I can do that, but make it more."
I can do that, but with a T-posing guy in a hood.
Ooh.
Which Riot then took some inspiration from, clearly, by releasing a $30 skin with a T-pose animation. And also made A-posing in-game a normal thing.
Hey, but that's fire though. That A pose glitch is crazy.
It's so funny. God, I love that.
It's so funny. I think moving into like just to again like talk about Overwatch. Do you like what's your like dream game mode, or what's a game mode that you think would be really cool, like unofficial?
I mean, honestly,
Mhm.
I don't know. I just thought all the TF2 game modes were pretty cool, honestly.
You think like
I thought,
payload race should be a thing?
oh no, never. Oh, Payload Race, higher tower. Yeah,
Yes, come on, highest tower, highest tower in Overwatch 2. Come on.
high tower 1K. When?
Hmm.
I don't like higher tower. It makes me say it just. It's too
Uh,
much.
I mean, what other TF2 modes are there that like
I don't
haven't been
know.
in
Look,
Overwatch yet?
Overwatch was basically my TF2 replacement for the longest time, and I was just like, this is the best thing ever. And then I went back to TF2, and I was like, this is better.
Um, I would like to see a variation of CTF in like
I would
actual
love to see
play.
more CTF, yes.
But hear me out. So what if it's like Flashpoint, but instead of it being a point, it's like a random neutral like flag, or I'll just call it a MacGuffin, right?
Oh, I
So
love
you get this,
MacGuffins.
right? So you get the MacGuffin, but it's randomly spawned across the map, and like both teams have no clue where it is. So it's like a scavenger hunt until you find the MacGuffin, and then you get the MacGuffin, and then everyone on the map knows where you are. So like the enemies know where you are once you get the MacGuffin.
So Oddball.
Yeah.
I do love Oddball. As a former collegiate Halo player, Oddball was very fun to play competitively.
Yeah, so let's get some oddball, but like with Overwatch, because then you can do all like some cool things. And like, could you imagine like the one to find it is like the Winston, and so it's like, okay, well, does Winston just sit there and try and protect the oddball, Or does he just take it and just try and hike it back? Because I mean, presumably, if you're following CTF rules, he wouldn't be able to use his jump pack to like leap away without dropping the oddball. And if you drop the oddball, everyone on the enemy team would kind of know where it is because your location would get revealed to them.
Okay. Before we go back into discussing random actual FPS game modes in Overwatch, I do feel like we should clarify there was an issue with the game setup where we had we had open queue tank health, so everyone had less health, I believe, and
Yeah.
spins were active. So the players are currently clearing it with the NECC to see what the proper protocol would be for restarting the game and how all that would be handled properly. So that's why there's a
Yeah.
very long pause between maps 2 and 3.
Yeah, I just want to. I feel like that's probably a fair shout. Is guys, we're not taking over. There is no game happening right now. This is a tech pause, sorting out some technical issues. So you
Forgot we
actually
mentioned
just
it.
sent in chat. This is so epic, guys. So
This is. You want to know what this makes me feel like? I have
Mm.
officially experienced my first ever NA pause. This is the NA pause diff.
NA production, NA NA league, NA league ops.
This is what any LCS or LEC fan would call the Western pause gap. So this means Keanu are about to come back and 3-0 the rest of the set.
Well,
think about it. Fnatic could do it. Anyone could do it.
Yeah, I don't want to like just sit here and be like completely 100%, copium. But
no, I'm coping. I'm always on the copium.
Listen, I'm totally down to cope with you. I just want to mention that Santa Barbara is further west than Fort McMurray, so I don't know if the Western pause gap is really going to help you here.
Not that kind of West. Western, as in anything that isn't Asian, because League of Legends is that divided.
Yeah, but LEC is European, not Asian.
It is, but it's a part of the West. Western world.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
I understand now. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the legendary league.
Though the NA pause diff has been pretty epic recently, because they just have the longest pauses in the world for no reason, and never explain it. It's great.
I know. That's what makes NA production so worthwhile and fun and whimsical.
You can almost fit half a Dota match into one NA pause at times.
Half a Dota match.
Almost half a Dota match.
You mean when you say a match, do you mean like a best of 3, or do you mean like
no,
just a
one
single
game? A single game of Dota.
I was gonna say
maybe not. It's closer to a quarter if you add in queue times, but
no. Because I mean, if you're talking like Pro Dota, I think that like the longest,
Dota, yeah,
the longest Pro Dota match was like 3 hours.
Yeah,
that's like not even a joke. Hold on, wait. Let me look this up.
But thankfully, most teams just call it quits before that point and just are like, okay, we're an hour in, we're down too much. Let's just go next.
The record. Hold on here. I just looked this up for anyone that was curious. The record for the longest Dota 2 match is held by Cloud9 versus Scary Face Z.
That's hilarious. I saw that.
Wait. It was one part of a best of 3, and the single game, like a single game in that best of 3, was 3 hours and 20 minutes.
As it should be.
That is so funny.
And you want to know what's so weird? There's less action in most modern sports games, and they take that long.
That's
at least in North
true.
America. In North America, because of advertising, they take about that long. So that's fun.
Yeah.
But also, you could fit one whole Dota game into a football match or American football game.
Yeah, that's true. That's still crazy to me that it was a 3-hour match.
Okay, we're good to play on regular. Okay, so we have gotten clearance that the issue is resolved. The NECC has, I believe, hopefully, based on what we've just been told, is okay to continue the match. Yep, okay. The teams have gotten the okay to continue the match with the correct settings.
Yippee! We get to go back to watching Overwatch.
Thank you for joining the. I don't know how long that was. I didn't really check the time. It just kind of happened.
It was a nice 5
Yeah,
It's
it
a
was a
10-minute break.
it was a
Something
short
like that.
break. Welcome to the world's shortest podcast, and goodbye from the world's shortest podcast as we get back into Overwatch.
Yeah.
If you've lost track of where we were, it's currently 2-0 for University of California, Santa Barbara against the Keanu Huskies as we head to New Junk City for Flashpoint.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm a Flashpoint enjoyer to a little bit of a degree. I definitely do see what you're talking about with like the snowball potential that you have to just like win the first point and then you win the whole thing. But I think it's a real testament to a team's resilience if like you're able to go to all 5. You know what I
If
mean?
you can come back, honestly, it's pretty impressive.
Mhm.
I haven't seen it happen. It's been pretty clean sweeps all around from Flashpoint. It's a very you get ult economy lead in the first round, you can kind of manage it properly if you use 2 to 3 a fight. You can usually cycle your ultimates properly and just kind of always have something available to overpower the enemy.
Yeah.
Or you can hold Bastion. This is where the Bastion was held famously for.
Was it on New Junk
4
City?
minutes on New Junk City for 2 whole points.
Wow.
So as long as no one pulls that, we should be fine. Both teams should be in for an actual game. Also, Bastion, very good on this kind of in this situation. Just artillery strike, very good at denying entire areas or laying massive poke damage and chase damage.
I almost want to see like Bastion Czar.
I've seen it. Scary. It's terrifying.
Yeah, but I'm saying like out of Keanu. Like I want to see them do it just to try and like.
I would like to see I would love to see Azaria out of Keanu because I do believe it would go very well with the with. God, I almost said champions again. The league on the brain with the heroes they like to play and the comps they love running. Zarya would also be great.
Yeah, for sure. I believe production should be ready soon, and everyone else, the players are about ready. So we should hopefully be able to get into the action soon.
This is the second person I've seen with a Chengdu Hunters anything recently in their inventory, so I'm intrigued by Rikimaru.
Really? Are you what's your Overwatch League bias?
It was NYXL when I actually cared. And by that I mean the first season, and I didn't even watch because I really, really don't care for Overwatch League. I was a massive fan of Overwatch World Cup and was super hype about the independent scene they were having, and then Blizzard franchised, and I was sad.
Yeah.
And then Nixel blew it, and it was hilarious. London Spitfire, first ever champion somehow.
I know, dude.
Fusion. It was one of the two. I don't remember.
I think it was Fusion.
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, no. Spitfire upset Nixel, and they were so outmatched that the Fusion just steamrolled the second. Just steamrolled the map 4-0, and no one was surprised.
In Overwatch League playoffs, the Spitfire were the first ever, and then it was Spitfire first ever. Then it was the Shock.
Oh yeah, the Shock, and then the Shock again, I believe. And then I don't know after that. I stopped following. Oh no, then it was the Dragons, the Shanghai Durgans. From 0-40 to Overwatch League champions.
I know, right?
Speaking of the Overwatch World Cup, Australia. There was no segue. I did tweet about Australia though once.
You just tweeted about Australia? That's it?
No, because someone in the Overwatch World Cup, one of the commentators said none of the teams have yellow on, to which I tweeted, Australia.
Oh,
Their
nice.
main color is literally yellow with green accents. It's very nice. And the Australian people are very nice as well.
Look at this nice, like, just like view of
Junkertown. And then look at the Thunderdome that surrounds the entire city. The Thunderdome.
It's to keep those Omnics out.
Even though they battle mechs, but we don't talk about that.
Anyway, they're not Omnics. It's not the same.
Similar comps to what we saw the first time. Oh, actually, I think it's going to be identical Oh, but here's the real switcheroony. They're going the other side. Clover chose
Oh.
Hanzo for a second. I don't know if that was a misinput or not. But the fight,
Um.
the poke has started. Zarya building up that light charge. Nyx has gotten picked off. I
Oh
do
wow.
not believe we have a kill feed. Unless I am blind. Oh. But... Okay, so we weren't the only ones.
Okay. Oh
Technical
boy.
difficulties.
Technical issues galore. Blizzard,
Technical
small
issues.
indie devs, guys.
Small indie dev.
Small indie developer team 4. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Wait, someone
no.
in chat said that exact. Someone in the game chat. That was Suyu.
Small indie dev
She,
team 4.
she and I
Uh-oh.
are on the same wavelength, guys.
This is...
Restart
Oh my goodness.
again.
Okay, it's just a restart because we already got clearance from the NECC to do all this. So, Australia, you guys are really excited to see us stare at this specific pillar of the point for the third time today. I know you guys are excited. I'm real excited to stare at this point with 2 tires. Maybe even more on the other side. Who knows?
This is actually just a new game mode. It's like tetherball, but instead with 2 tires around a pillar. So your goal is to
Fireball.
Yeah. Tether tire.
It's officially Overwatch time. Hopefully, we say for the 3rd time today. Oh my goodness, is this going to be a different No way, Pharah? No way. It's not going to happen.
Oh,
I know
no,
they're
I think they wanted to do a little...
Oh, blow up.
A
You
little
can't
bit of a
blow
joke,
up in this because this is one of the maps that the spawn point extends to the entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me die in flashpoint spawn. You have better chances of dying in control point spawn.
Honestly.
And we see the same thing. This time they switch back to the original plan, so they're going to the left side here. Nick's going off on a little adventure.
Yeah,
as
Nick's
you
on the
do.
kind of underside. Wasn't able to find much. As now...
This is where Junker Queen shines, ironically, on her own map, but I guess not ironically, coincidentally, on her own map. Very close quarters, except for the outside, but you can find plenty of chokes here, and that's what they're going to want. Nice headshot, Clover.
Yeah, this has been a super, super solid first engagement here. No picks just yet.
The point contested by Keanu, but it doesn't really matter. Coda's just going to start. Coda's going to just stack on the early percentages. Teams aren't really concerned about early percentage. As you can see, teams are just jumping one person on the point, but now Keanu are full committing to the point almost.
Yeah, I think this point is super interesting because you have that kind of high ground, low ground dichotomy where you don't really want to be on the low ground.
Oh, but super low is Rikamaru. Good healing there to keep him alive. Coda's dropping down a little bit.
Yeah, but Purity
30% is 30%.
Yeah. Purity with that Suyu able to keep it going. Suyu now just trying to brawl it out in the middle of the Coliseum.
Clover's down. Suyu's going to drop. Nice headshot onto Lego. Kiriko goes down. Nyx with a double kill. The Genji to flex a little bit. Oh, but here comes the Zarya, the spooky monster. Prince gets the kills. Or gets the kill onto the Kiriko, and Sojourns are dominating the map so far.
Yeah, this is a Sojourn duel, as the kids would say. I was about to say Sojourn diff. It's not really a diff. It's just a duel for now.
They are just staring at the opponents, and they are dropping. Now it's going to be about even on percentages. We're heading up to a 48 tie for about a second, and it's gone.
Yeah, no more 48% tie, but this fight does come in. Suyu trying to...
can't get in there. Zarya just really strong and bouncing them around a little bit. Kiriko duel. It is a Kiriko diff, though. Purity's just in there. No care at all. The shout's going to be good. The sound barrier is going to keep them alive. Prince, now it's a Kiriko diff as Nyx gets the right clicks down. Uh-oh. Rikamaru is going to find the kill. The Dragon Blade coming out. The Zarya shield's going to keep him alive for now. That's going to be 2. That's going to be a 3rd one onto Nyx. Both DPS down. Is it going to be 5? Nope, ever sleeping. 2nd time today. Steals the 5th and final kill. And it's going to be 0.1 over to UCSB.
Yeah, a super hard fought point. We saw that 48% tie, you know. It's going in crazy.
I mean, that's what... Oh, that's not good. Clover's going to drop immediately. Great graviton there to immediately shift the tides. I mean, doesn't really mean much. It's kind of a wasted ultimate. They can
You
get to the
think,
point, but the
but
point isn't open for 20 seconds. That's why it was kind of a weird ulti.
I see what you're saying. However, at the same time, just to try like to give yourself that kind of early control diff where like Clover and Coda are the only two that are even like remotely close to point, right? So they immediately get that early percent in.
And as we've seen, the early percent kind of didn't mean anything. The two teams fought and traded some early percentages, or fought and trade for early percent. And didn't work out for Keanu, but maybe UCSB can prove different. Clover's real low. The Kitsune rushes in. This is their chance. The counter Kitsune rushes in, and the overclock's immediately going to find Clover. They don't have Rampage available either. And
No,
the
they
anti's
don't.
going to keep Suyu from healing off of the bleed stacks, and Rikamaru's going to find a kill now. Suyu's going to drop. Maybe. Oh, but that's not going to be just
Almost just barely not a team kill.
Just barely not. Clover's hiding off in a corner. Same kind of player who probably hides from a pentakill, but still, that's also me. As they pass 70% here on point 2, they're going to be moving into the match point of the match point soon. They wanted that Rampage or that Dragon Blade there, and they didn't have either available to them at the moment. Are they going to even jump onto point here? Rikamaru is going to go down, actually. This could be huge.
Yeah, this has
coming
to be,
through.
This has to
There's
be something.
only an Nano Boost available. There's only a Nano available.
With that
Take him to the
Rampage,
wasteland. It's gonna find the Ana.
find-
Ana can't heal. Oh, but Suyu can't hit the shots. The knife is going to finish it. Gracie not gonna get a pull here. Pretz is just zoned off though.
But ever
It's
sleeping
just
will get
Zarya,
taken
but-
down despite the nano.
Sojourn and Zarya going to drop there, and a good fight, and only a Rampage used for it.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, that's a really huge trade. Just being able to use that one Rampage, and you're able to collect and start to look for a way back in to this game.
But they're not gonna have a defensive ulti. They
I mean,
have
yeah.
Grav Blade up, and they don't have a sound barrier available.
Yeah, but I mean, blades on both sides. There's no sound barrier. The Kitsune rush should be coming online within.
Oh, Dragon Blade's coming in now.
Over.
They want it now. The Dragon Blade's going to be canceled out by the Graviton, though, and they still have a Dragon Blade available for Rikamaru. They're going to push back. They don't have a big jump forward DPS to go with Suyu right now. The Kitsune rush is out. Counter Kitsune rush from Purity. And all this is focused onto the Ana. NECC hard focusing onto
The point.
the Lego
C9.
dude.
Oh, never mind.
Nope, Suyu's on there, but it's not going to be enough. It's just a Kiriko, and it's going to be the match point for the rest of this game.
Yeah,
For
now
the
we're
rest
on
of this
series
map, it's
point.
match point.
We're on series point here on Flashpoint. It's looking a little scary. I would love to see what the Huskies are able to do here if they're able to really recover. That this is where we need to see something great. NECC does have that overclock ready, but Rikamaru on the other side also has that Dragon's Blade of his own. Clover now opting to go for the Tracer. Kind of what I was saying a bit earlier with just that sustainability, like brawler style, just trying to get up in the face and distract and do damage. As now
There's going to be the Dragon Blade out. There's not going to be an answer yet from Coda available. Is Coda even going to need it? No, the Dragon Blade's going to find no one, but it's going to be good for zoning the supports and tank away. Tracer, Clover's just off in no man's land, trying to pick anyone. Sound barrier out now. It's time to push forward here. That's going to be an almost kill onto the Lego, and it's going to be confirmed by Suyu, as well as a kill onto the Sojourn. Rikamaru is going to trade back onto Purity, but Eversleeping finally is going to drop. There goes the... Oh, there's a team kill. Delayed team kill, I guess. Unofficial team kill.
Almost,
they respawn, whatever.
Almost a team kill.
It's a wipe, and that's what matters, and they're going to have control of the point.
My brain thought for a second that when you said team kill, that someone on the Huskies killed another Husky.
No, not TK.
And I was like, yeah, I was like, huh?
I have to stop myself from saying ace. It's not proper terminology, or whatever. Clover looking for the Kiriko here, and that's going to be good damage. But it's just going to be healed back up by the Ana. They don't have anything. They're going to have a pulse bomb. This could be good for a pick, actually. Suyu's walking way too far forward here. Good Suyu. Suzu to get Suyu out. That's not confusing.
Yeah. It's a Suzu for Suyu, ever sleeping, able to find Clover,
Clover's
but
not going to be able to use the ultimate. The Rampage coming out from Suyu now, trying to find anything. The Graviton's going to be able to cancel it out, but Suyu's just going to stay alive. The healing from herself. And the support's going to be more than enough. NECC is going to trade onto Pretz here. The Suzu keeping Suyu alive again. It's working out. They still have that pick potential too with the Pulse Bomb.
Yeah, absolutely. We see NECC now.
Purity's gonna drop though. Sleeping is still very powerful. Kiriko's going down though, and that's both supports. This could be it. It's just Sleeping and a Genji.
Yeah, Coda running for his life here. Rikimaru's gonna go down to Clover. Sleeping finally gets one onto Coda. Pretz now. Oh, the overclock comes out for NECC though. Sleeping, able to find Suyu. As NECC barely trying to hold on. Purity.
Pretz is down. It's just Sleeping. Are you kidding me?
The Zarya, who will not die, he finally gets off point for long enough. It's a first point in a very long while for the Huskies. There it is, Clover switching off onto that Tracer, doing God's work. Oh my goodness.
They're going to have a Kitsune Rush and a Sound Barrier, so they have an offensive and defensive ultimate available here. Meanwhile, only offensive ultimates available for pretty much all of... UCSB only has offensive ultimates, but the Kitsune Rush and the Overclock going to be up soon. Maybe a Nano Blade, too.
Yeah,
Clover maybe. I would also love for easy ult charge.
Yeah, Clover charging up his ult super quick. I think he's already gotten off like 2 Pulse Bombs or something insane. The Kitsune Rush just come out for the Gauchos.
He died with it earlier. Uh-oh. Coda's going to drop down here. Not going to be a chance for a Sound Barrier, and that's going to be an anti onto a kill for Suyu, or onto Suyu. Purity doesn't have the shift available, it seems, or doesn't have anyone in range. Going to be a reset, and we're on to a quarter of the point. They're going to have to fight back, and they don't have anything still. Clover's still working on the ultimate. They don't have a Rampage, which they would love to pair with that Kitsune Rush, or on its own, honestly. It's still very powerful. And NECC has no charge. NECC's still trying to find a way to charge up right now to get those headshots.
We see this kind of wrap around point as it's a little over halfway done. This engagement is going to come in from the side. Here it is, Suyu taking first contact.
Doesn't have E, but that's going to be really low onto Rikimaru. Here comes the ultimate. Dragon Blade isn't going to find anybody. NECC's hoping that it creates a diversion, but immediately gets solo grabbed, and Purity is going to be taken out by the Dragon Blade. A good Sound Barrier. Clover's going to trade back onto the Kiriko, but it's still a 4v3. Suyu's low. Suyu! The headshots land onto Lego, but gets traded back in exchange because of the anti-heal. And Rikimaru continues to be on fire, and I don't think there's going to be another contest.
No, there isn't. That is the series. It's a 3-0 for UCSB onto our dear Huskies this week.
Very close series.
It was super close. Don't let the 3-0 just deceive you. It got close. Very many times, especially on each of these points. It was like 90 to 99 score lines, like in terms of percent. It just came down to a couple of the micro things at the end. Oof, super rough series.
Yeah, the Gachos, they were just able to deny exactly what Keanu wanted. They wanted to get in there, and they played so well. They did exactly what they needed to prevent them from getting into that close quarters combat and being able to find those picks. Yeah,
I think that when you look at the Gauchos and what they were able to display today, I think it was just a really good understanding of the Zarya meta right now, and we were obviously able to see Sleeping kind of stay consistently on top of the game here, really like dragging out these team fights and just providing so much damage and so much value in that. It was super hard for any of the Huskies to really capitalize.
And Sleeping just never died. Whether that's a mix of the mismatch of champion or heroes sometimes that couldn't really burst down the shield and then burst down the Zarya afterwards, or just how strong Zarya is, or how well they played to protect Sleeping, it clearly was working out for them, and it's going to be something that Keanu need to look into, because Zarya is very much going to be an issue, or if they can't deal with it, it's going to continue to be an issue, as she's one of the strongest in the game. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate.
this series. Also, Magoat, as you could call him, Magoo the Magoat, is not here this week. That definitely was a factor in this loss. Just not having your full roster here, having to play with a sub, not always ideal. But Suyu, I think, did a more than excellent job. Just
So you
standing in.
did a very good job. Very not brave. There's a word for it, but stepping in or knowing they would have to step in out of the blue was really, it was kind of impressive how well the team played together, or how well they could play together with the backup tank, really.
Yeah. 100%. But I think that is going to be it from us here at the desk. Do you have any last words, Kimchi, before we close it out?
Close games, tough loss. Definitely, this team is going to come back a lot stronger, whether it's with Magoo or without. I think they have a lot of room to improve, and they're going to be real good at some point in the future. They're just starting. This is their first year together, so sky's the limit, really.
All right. Close games, close series. You heard it here. I'm Ancient Angel.
I'm Box Kimchi.
And this is us signing off for Keanu Esports. Good night.